I want to take a look at what skills and assets you need to be a digital entrepreneur. Now, taking my advice, believe you me, creating products and offering services online does not make you a digital entrepreneur. It is not enough to constitute a proper sustainable business. It's great, it earns you some revenue, it gets you started, it helps to sort of seed fund what you're going to try to achieve. But it's only a start, and I want you to be clear that having a business and being a proper digital entrepreneur is a lot more than just having a few revenue streams from your online connections. So what skills and what assets do you need? I want to try to flesh this out to give you a good idea of what a digital business really looks like, and therefore to give you some idea of what you need to start putting in place if you're going to really become a digital entrepreneur. So if we start with products and services, clearly you need to have some sort of offering. So you need to be able to create these, develop them, maybe have some intellectual property. This could be software, it could be courses, so it could be information, it could be repeatable services, or indeed it could be e-commerce. So there's a whole range of options open to you, and indeed a whole range of platforms that you can offer them on. But as a starting point, you need to have something that you can sell. So building on top of that, you then need to have a route to market. So you need to know quite a lot about marketing online, and there's a whole series of skills associated with that. But of course, you also need systems and processes. You need to be able to put these marketing strategies into action. You need to make your marketing actually happen. So you need to identify the channels and the skills you need to develop and deliver your products and services through those channels so they can actually reach a customer. So one of the key questions is, what do you know about online marketing? Do you know how to market online? Then, of course, you need customers. But these are customers that you own and control through the whole of the customer journey. So acquisition, engagement, monetization, retention, re-engagement, and evangelization. So by control and own, you need to know who they are, you need to have their email address, you need to have a direct route to communicate with them, normally through an email system. But you may also have them in your groups of various kinds and on different platforms. However, if there is some intermediary or marketplace, such as Amazon, eBay, whoever it is, between you and the customer, you don't own that customer, and that is absolutely critical. And the key to this, of course, is getting the customer's email so that you can communicate with them directly. Email at the very least. Let's talk about acquisition and lead generation, because this is critical. Your customers or your prospects won't become customers until they become aware of you, and until they become interested in you, and until they become clear that you have something to offer them, i.e. until you generate them as leads. So you need to understand the whole lead generation process. Then, of course, you have to have some way of converting them from a prospect into a customer, which means that not only do you have to know how to make that jump from just giving them free information to actually getting them to pay you for it, you actually also need to know how you can actually take them across that threshold, and you need to have something to sell them, and you need to know how to put that something together and how to price it. Then, of course, when you're making sales, you need to know how to close. So getting them to actually buy from you, maybe you can get the first sale, but you want to get repeated sales. So you do need to have sales skills that will close deals and get them to buy from you. Then, of course, you need to keep them as customers. And if they start to lose interest in you, you need to re-engage them. And this means having ways of conversing with them, of communicating with them, of getting more information to them. Now, of course, email is the primary route for that, but there's things like Messenger, which is becoming really important with Facebook. You've also got your different platforms where you can be sending them out messages, whether it's Instagram, through your Facebook groups, through your Facebook page, through Twitter, whatever it is. But you need to have direct means of having these conversations so they remain aware that you have things to sell them. You stay inside a conversation with them and they keep interested in you. Of course, you need processes and systems. If you're going to make this happen on a proper and regular and organized basis, you do need to have processes and systems. And part of this is actually, of course, measurement, analytics, testing, being able to improve what you're doing. So there's a lot more behind the scenes rather than just putting up something for sale and getting a sale online. Now, to make this all happen, you need to have operations and technology. So you need to have the platforms that you need. You need to have the technology and tools that you're going to use to join all this together. Now, I don't want you to be overwhelmed by this, but it is fairly complicated. You need to know how to join them all up. And of course, these don't come without cost. Finally, but not finally, you need people. You need a team around you who can make you independent of your business. Because at the end of the day, if you want to exit this business, you need to be able to step away from it and let it carry on and continue. Remember the old saying, you need to work on your business, you not to work in your business. So you do need, over time, perhaps not when you're starting off, but over time, to develop a team who can actually run the business for you and you can direct them. So this gives you some idea of the skills and assets you need to become a digital entrepreneur. I know it sounds a lot, but I want to start your thinking developing along the lines of building a real business as opposed to just being a one-man band selling a few things online.